What's going on YouTube? Tristan Farquhar here, back with another video, and in today's one, I have to say, happy Community Day, and if it's over, I really hope you had a good one and enjoyed catching all the fletchlings that you saw and evolving them, hopefully, into Talonflames with Incinerate, because that, my friends, is what we're going to showcase today for you guys. To make the decision, maybe, do you want to invest in a Talonflame, particularly this time around for Great League? Now, we start off, we're latched up against a nice little Shiftry, which is a phenomenal lead for us. We 4 times resist its grass moves, and we're dealing massive super effective damage. Now, the exclusive move, Incinerate, is the longest move in the game, 5 turns for a fast move anyway. Longest fast move, and also deals the most damage of a fast move. Off the top of my head, I can't remember how much for PvP, but certainly for PvE, it is 29 damage, which is the most any fast move can do. I believe beating out Confusion and Charm by a fair stretch. Now, before I get into the commentary, I would just ask that you guys, maybe after you finished watching the video, or right now if you want, just to scroll down underneath it and press the little red subscribe button. Make sure that it turns white, because that will mean that you are subscribed to my channel, which would be phenomenal for me. It would make all the difference to me, absolutely none to you if you don't want it to, which I really don't mind, to be honest with you. Please do press the button though, it helps me out more than you can imagine. So with that being said, let's get on with the commentary, because you haven't come here to hear me plug all of my social media. Absolutely. Here we go, of which I have none, to be honest with you, other than my YouTube channel. But anyway, the Shiftry's back in. Stunfisk has dealt with their Skarmory, and we are going to deal with their Shiftry next, hopefully. We'll go for the Rock Slides, do as much damage as we can, get shields if that is to be the case. Here goes another Rock Slide. Yep, takes their little Shiftry into red health. And we are going to swap out into Talonflame, try to get through that Incinerate, and we fail this time around. However, we can leave this go through, and it's a Leaf Blade. Perfect. Absolutely fantastic. Doubly resisted, or 4 times resisted, if you want. And we're going to go for the Flame Charge, but they get in an attack before us, which forces us to use a shield. This battle certainly isn't over yet, because they could be running Sludge Wave, which will do massive damage to my Azumarill. We're going to go for the Flame Charge. Honestly, they might shield this, because of Brave Bird potential, would possibly one-shot them from that range. And now we're going to go for the Brave Bird after they do use the shield. I actually think they're going to go for their second one right here. In fact, they've only got a tiny little piece of a red Shiftry otherwise, so they're absolutely better off to use their shields. And we're going to try and get to the next Flame Charge. That's what it's called. Flame Charge. Absolutely mental block on that there. And we're not going to get to it, so it doesn't matter what it's called anyway, because they get to the Hydro Cannon first. And we are going to make our way in here with the Azumarill. And we're going to go for a couple of bubbles. They come in with their Shiftry, and we make the sacrificial swap into Stunfisk, which is fantastic news for us, because we are saving about 60% of our Azumarill's health there. And we're going to come back in, farm down, take a Leaf Blade, and then hit the Swampert in the back, hopefully with a Hydro Pump, because I don't believe they have that much energy, or at least enough to get to a Sludge Wave or Earthquake, which will be required to take us down from this range. We'll certainly survive a Hydro Cannon. And there's the Swampert. We get to the Hydro Pump. So, with Hydro Pump being such a powerful attack, that is this match over. GG to my first opponent. Really well played. Visual error there, which means that their health bar doesn't go orange and descend nice and satisfyingly down to the bottom to signify the win. But it doesn't matter. Absolutely brilliant game. If I hadn't made the sacrificial swap, if my opponent happens to be watching, you were unlucky, because if I hadn't made the swap, you probably would have won that, to be honest, because you'd have had enough firepower behind the Shiftry to get rid of my Azumarill. Anyway, on to the next opponent here. We're using this Talonflame team. If you guys want to know what team I'm using to climb the ranks at the moment, it's Azumarill, a Alolan Marowak, and a regular non-purified Sableye. And it works quite well, because the fact that it's a non-purified Sableye means I get access to Power Gem, which is a rock-type move. If you guys want to see that team in use, I know there's a lot of videos on it on YouTube so far. I'm sure maybe Zionic would have a video on it. It's quite a common team, and it's a really, really powerful one. If you want me to do a video on it, and you think, yeah, I'd like to see the team you're using to get to 24, absolutely, I'll give it a go. Anyway, on to the next battle. Sort of up against a Toxicroak here, going for a couple of Incinerates, and we're going to try and farm them down. We're going to have to use another shield, of course. Here we go. Hopefully this is a Sludge Bomb to make sure that we've maximized our shield potential. It is a Sludge Bomb. Absolutely brilliant. And we're going to finish off their Toxicroak. And we'll see what else they have. An Electric type. Oh, a Raichu. Okay, that's interesting. I currently have a Raichu that I've used several times, so I know exactly how good this thing is, or what its limitations are. Certainly ground types. Although in Stunfisk's case, not really. Oh, look at that, we've over-tapped, and they get to the attack first through a CMP tie. That is what happens. That's the one limitation to Incinerate, is just how long it takes, and if you over-tap by one time, you can be in serious trouble. Anyway, as I said, Stunfisk is not really a Raichu limitation. It has Brick Break. Oh, everything's against me today. That was just coming in there to make sure they get the extra fast move. Has Brick Break, super effective damage. In this case, that's certainly not Brick Break, because that was not super effective damage. And Wild Charge will lower their defense by 2 stages. So I'll just make sure to get a nice there on the Rock Slide, put them into red health, and farm them down. See what they have in the back. And it's going to be a Galarian Stunfisk as well. Or it could have been an Excadrill. I was going by the typing, but the chances of seeing an Excadrill in Great League are slim to even slimmer to none. Which is good, because Excadrill would have a fairly high attack stat where it would not be bulky at all. It would certainly do a fair share of damage. And I never used to like seeing them when I used to play the Master League Premier Cup. And I'm glad I don't have to see them anymore, to be honest with you. We're going to bring in the Azumarill here just to take it out faster, to make sure we can get on to the next battle quicker, because Bubble is super effective, Mudshot is super effective, Bubble just has a higher damage output. Making our way towards that Platinum Medal very slowly. Not sure if I've told you already that I do wish to get there. That's my plan for the season. Should happen fairly soon, considering we're less than 50 battles away. And that would be nice. It'll be my first battling Platinum Medal. Let me know down below in the comments what Platinum Medals for battling that you guys have. And if you have it for Master League, that's seriously impressive, I have to say. Because Master League, in my opinion, is the hardest to win. And you've got great diversity in Great League. Fairly good diversity in Ultra Premier. But Master League, you just have Dialga. And among other things, such as Togekiss, Giratina, and nowadays it's going to be Landorus Therian once he arrives. I know I'm saving up all my rare candy to max one of those out immediately. And in we go to the last battle. Oh yes, just a little tip for you guys who have done Landorus raids. I would not advise maxing out a Landorus incarnate form. Save the candy, do a Therian. That's just my word of advice. First of all, for raids, it's better than Groudon. It has a higher attack stat. And it'll be beaten, of course, by Primal Groudon. And for PvP, it's just far superior. Anyway, we're in against a Lapras. Possibly a mistake to switch out from Talonflame into Stunfisk, where we could have gone into Azumarill, because Lapras beat Stunfisk for sure. However, if we'd have lost switch advantage with Azumarill through, say, a Skull Bash, we'd have been in a bad situation because of the counter ability of Diggersby to Galarian Stunfisk, having both Fire Punch, Dig, I mean, people can run Dig if they want to, and Earthquake, which is almost all of the time what you're going to be running instead of Dig. Dig is not a good move, unless it's the only ground type coverage you have. Anyway, we take them into low yellow, so about a quarter of their health was remaining before it turned into red, and we are going to leave the switch advantage opportunity go by as a Surf comes along. We're going to come in here with Talonflame and farm it down. And try and set up an endgame with Talonflame through Flame Charge. And they're going to get through a Surf. Of course, we're going to have to use the shield. Absolutely no worries. There's the Surf. shielded, so no super effective damage for you today. In comes an electric and bug type. We already know what that is. It's Galvantula. And let's see if they shield this as they should, and they don't. So that's now a gone Vantula. That was a really rubbish joke, but you know, someone might have found it funny, and if you did, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. And sadly, they come back in with their Lapras, and we go a little bit trigger happy there and press the Flame Charge well before we were supposed to. But realistically, while Azumarill is super effective against this Diggersby, this game is almost over. My opinion, they should have gone for Earthquake, tried to build up to it if they had it, because it's only not very effective. Fire Punch is also not very effective. Earthquake is same type attack bonus damage and just does a lot more. I think it would have been more beneficial considering I have no shields at this point in the battle. We take out their last shield and we get to the Flame Charge, which is going to end the battle, which is absolutely fantastic. Good game to that opponent. If you didn't notice, that was a Talonflame sweep. Oh yes, that's why you do Community Day and make sure you get the moves, because quite frankly, most of the time, most of the time, Porygon Z, I'm looking at you, and also C Dot, you didn't really get an upgrade, but most of the time, they are an upgrade. Thank you very much, guys, I have to say, for watching the video. If you liked it, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and with that being said, Tristan Farquhar out.